All right, let's talk about jazz. We're going to dive right into this really cool idea at its core, the surprisingly delicate dance between freedom and discipline. So when I say jazz, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's that one word, freedom, right? You picture a musician on stage just lost in the moment, the music just pouring out of them. But is that really what's happening? Is jazz just pure, unfiltered freedom?
Yeah, we tend to think of it as this world with absolutely no rules.
A creative space with no limits whatsoever. And for sure, zero structure holding it back. But what if I told you the truth is actually the complete opposite? And honestly, it's way more interesting. So let's tackle this head on. We're going to start by breaking down this whole myth of absolute freedom in jazz and really look at what we think we're seeing when we listen to it. I mean, it's just incredible to watch, isn't it? You see a sax player or a pianist just improvising, and the notes, they feel like they're coming from nowhere, like this perfect, spontaneous thing happening right in front of you. It just looks so effortless, like the music is just flowing right through them. Okay, but here's the thing. That's kind of an illusion. A beautiful illusion, for sure, but still an illusion. What you're really seeing is the result of thousands of hours of incredibly hard work. That freedom is earned. So, let's pull back the curtain and look at the unseen structure, the real rules of the game that make all that amazing freedom even possible. A much better way to think about jazz isn't as just pure freedom. It's more like this delicate, really intricate conversation between freedom and discipline. They're not fighting each other. They're partners, constantly talking back and forth. See, every single jazz performance is actually built on this shared, non-negotiable foundation. You've got the tempo, that's the speed. You've got the harmony, those chords underneath everything. And you've got the form, the actual structure of the song, like a classic 12-bar blues. Freedom in jazz doesn't mean no rules. It means being free to play within those shared rules. And this is exactly why a total beginner who just wants that instant freedom, well, they run into a wall. If you try to improvise without knowing the fundamentals, you don't get music. You just get chaos. It's noise. It's kind of like trying to write a beautiful poem in a language you don't even speak. It's just not going to work. Which brings us right to the heart of it all, this crazy paradox of practice, this idea that it's discipline. That's what actually creates freedom. I mean, think about that for a second. It's a really powerful idea. It's not that discipline holds you back. No, discipline is the key that unlocks your ability to be free, to be spontaneous, to actually truly express yourself. So how do they get there? Well, they follow a path that's been walked for generations. They practice their scales over and over and over until the notes are just baked into their muscle memory. They work on rhythm until the groove is just second nature. And this is so important. They practice listening. Really listen to other players, to the harmony, to the silence between notes. And this really gets at a huge shift in how you think about it. Most people see practice as a chore, a prison, right? Just a bunch of boring rules. But for a true master, practice isn't a cage. Practice is how you build your wings. It's what gives you the strength and the confidence to finally take flight. Okay, but this whole idea, it's not just about music. Not at all. Let's zoom out and see how this harmony of opposites is, well, it's a pretty powerful metaphor for life itself. Think about a truly great, mature musician. They're a lot like a wise person, right? They found this incredible balance. They know exactly when to follow the rules, and they know exactly when to break them for that perfect emotional hit. They know when to be structured and when it's time to just let go and flow. And isn't that just so true for life? I mean, we all want freedom. We all want to be spontaneous. But without any kind of direction, without any principles, we just drift. We get lost. And without a solid foundation, good habits, knowledge, self-discipline, we're kind of fragile. We can fall apart the second things get hard. So in the